Hi, and welcome to this energy update. And here I am to ask this huge question that is in everyone's mind. What the heck is going on? Again. So what we had a few days ago was the Portal 5-5, 5th of May. Amazing portal day for us to make some changes, to reflect on what is going on and what we need to be transforming into now or next. What was coming up for me was a lot of anger, one more layer of anger. And I will go deeper on that on another video where I will explain what is going on with that feeling of sacred anger, even rage in some ways, and why we are using this kind of energy to transform things in our lives. So, what I did is what I advise everyone to do because I've done too many times and because it still helps. I sat down with myself, I took a notebook, and I started writing down things I don't tolerate anymore or why I'm done with something, a situation, anything you can imagine of, anything that shows up in your timeline, in your life. So take that time and write down things because this is the energy of transformation. This is how you change your magnetic field and everything else. And let's move on to the next things that kept happening afterwards, the 5-5 portal. So we have been on this energy for quite a while with some breaks in between, like a pause. Let's take a breath in again and feel how beautiful this planet is, and waiting for the next shoe to drop. And wait, the next shoe has already dropped. Don't wait, just look at it. It has already dropped. And we are like, what the heck again? So I'm gonna leave you with that. No, I'm joking. I'm not gonna leave you with that, but we are experiencing a lot of shifts very fast in a huge way, not in the way that we had in mind. And that is all necessary because of the ascension process. Okay, we got the message. What is going on now? We are getting into a space of receiving new activations, soul purpose. Soul purposes, if you wish. I wish that. It feels better as an energy and more authentic in many ways. So we are receiving more activations of what we need to feel as calling. And we are going to be listening to our hearts a lot more than ever before. Absolutely, yes. And we are going to be in that space of intuition, yes, but not only that. We are going to be in that connectedness of oneness. Like, for example, you may be needing one thing that you don't have it available for you at this point, but someone else is coming into your life, bringing that one thing you needed and you couldn't find, you couldn't figure out where it is, or how you can purchase it yourself, even. A lot of things are shifting. So we are getting into a space of, for example, I may be buying two of something, anything that I don't even need to. So the logical part of our lives is getting out of the way in a huge way. And we are getting into a space of being interconnected with many others around us. Many examples in my life already that verify and confirm this way of being with one another. Moving on to the most important spotlight of this energy update, tower moments, huge tower moments. I'm not sure if it is only for the divine feminine or if it is also for the divine masculine, but what we are experiencing in a huge way is that tower moment, and not just tower moment of things, events, situations, and people in our lives, which is what we have been accustomed to going through as a stage. We are also collapsing our egos in a huge way. Human ego, spiritual ego, solar plexus ego, crown chakra ego, however you want to take it, unconscious ego even. So there are three different egos. We are collapsing all of those all at once. What happened yesterday for me was that huge question that I'm usually afraid of, but I always love asking, who am I? Who am I? What am I doing here? I'm usually afraid of it because what comes afterwards is ego collapsing in a huge way. And it brings a lot of discomfort, absolutely, yeah. But at the same time, we are in a space of re-exploring, rediscovering who we are, why we are here, what we are here to be doing. And this is why my higher self and my guides were talking about activations and new soul purposes that we have to come into a space of claiming as a space of excitement for us. Because what we knew of so far of who we are, what we are here to do, is shifting and changing again. And guess what? When you are exploring these things for yourself, nothing feels easy or love and light and butterflies and pink clouds around us. I wish it was like that. But it's beautiful to go through this process and understand that all of us are going through this process, no matter where we are at in our journeys, in our personal growth journeys and stuff like that. It's about exploring who you are becoming from now on and what has served you, has made its cycle, and now it's time to close. We are closing a lot of cycles, energetic cycles, life cycles. A lot of those cycles are closing now. We are coming into a different space of being with self, with each other, and that plays a huge role when you are faced with difficulties and challenges with people that you have completed these circles with. So, for me, I have a couple of examples in my life. Usually, it's one person in your life where you are at a space. I can't support you anymore. I wanted to be there for you, and I have been there for you, but I can't keep moving on with my life, being in the same cycle, in the same patterns with you. And it's time for either you grow out of those patterns and you want us to keep moving forward, or I have to keep going my own way and we will meet each other when the time is right. And yes, this has happened too many times so far with friendships, collaborations, colleagues, anyone you can think of. But it's not just that. Now it comes to a deeper level of who you are because you are opening up to a new cycle. You are reclaiming a life that you only had dreamt of in the past. It was just in your dreams or your visions if you are using your oracle abilities, and you are coming into a space of recognizing that, okay, this is what I want for myself from now on, and everything else inevitably has to change. It's good you are exploring yourself of what needs to change now and why it is no longer in alignment with you. So get into that space of not holding on to anything as a given in your life, as this is a default connection I will always have in my life, or what? No. Sometimes we have to separate, our paths have to separate from each other. Sometimes we have to figure out who we want to become and who we are in essence. And this comes with a lot of crashing and dissolving all patterns and letting things happen for you instead of you trying to control them. This is another thing that came to me. I have a couple of mothers that used to create a lot of mental fog and on me, and I couldn't figure out what is the best move, the best step, next step forward, what can I do, how I can help or support the situation or my life in this situation, myself in this situation. And what came to me as guidance is I have to release. I have to release the mental fog that creates. I have to release the need to figure out what is going on with that. I have to release, of course, my expectations, but also even my desire to help and support, which was the most challenging for me. Expectations, easy to release. Understanding that I don't understand what's going on, easy to release and allow the space for new information to come in. But releasing the desire to help and support and be a factor for someone's improvement in that space, especially when that person is very close to me, was extremely hard. So when I realized that I can release even that and be in a space of allowing the growth to happen organically or to happen in a different way, or that I have done the best I could have done so far. And being okay of moving forward, because that is exactly what will help in this specific situation. This is how things started to shift for me. So generally have in mind that energetically we are releasing any anchors, and this was the phrase that was given to me by my inner teacher, by my higher self, however you want to take it. That was the guidance. Like, we are releasing the last anchors. We are releasing the last anchors, not with the 3D, because that was my next question, but with what was keeping me from being fully myself and in alignment, a new alignment for me. So play with these energies, with these thoughts, with these emotions, and see how it feels like for you. If there is an anchor you need to release because it is keeping you back in some ways, because how you can check that? If I'm constantly doing something to help improve a situation or whatever, and nothing is actively shifting, yes, there's a lot of work that takes place underground that we are not exactly seeing it or seeing the results of it. Absolutely, yeah. But for the final shift and change to happen and take place, we have to release it and we have to get into a space of, yes, I'm ready to let it go. I'm ready to trust the process and follow my heart's desires or intuition or whatever makes me feel excited. Because when we are on that space of constantly trying to do something and change and see the results, it's not going to happen like that. So these are the last anchors we are releasing energetically, so we can move to the next chapter more ready, with more space, with more clarity, and go through this high, amazing phase we're going through, okay? And if the question in your mind is what the heck is going on, go with it, because this is the new activation that is taking place, the tower moment, ego collapsing, many versions of ego, different versions of ego, the human ego, spiritual ego, unconscious ego, and this is how we are creating a new alignment. You can also ask for support on that by asking your higher self to update and upgrade your human ego, your spiritual ego, and your unconscious ego. In that space, you are grounding a new energy for yourself in a new way of being, and you are helping yourself through this transition. Remember, we are transitioning, we are transforming, we are shifting a lot of layers, even if we don't see it. And we are getting into something more in alignment. I won't say beautiful, amazing, blah, blah, blah. There is that underlying excitement that you probably have felt or seen through this video, through my energy, and you have been feeling it also yourself. Yes, that excitement is there, it exists, it shows us as a compass that something better is coming up. All we have to do is go through this process of collapsing everything and rebuilding, even from scratch in some cases. Don't worry about it. And something beautiful is coming up next on the other side of this process. So I know it's not going to last for long. I know that many of us will go through this transition at different points of time and space. So if someone goes through this transition now, that it started the great week before Easter, it doesn't mean that all of us are going through the same processes at the same time. So have in your mind to go back and watch other transmissions, energy updates, and channeled messages, because there's surely a message there for you, something that will click, something that will help you with a mindset you can hold for yourself, or tools I'm sharing on different videos. I hope this made sense, clarified a lot of things. One of the advice that is coming forward is go with the flow of things. Everything is shifting and transmuting, but trust the process. And I will see you on the other side of this. I hope so. I'm joking. It's a process we all go through. And for me, it wasn't too emotional this time. It was more of the mental level of things and things I want to be grounding for myself. Each one of us is so unique and different in their energies that you may be going through this transition in a different way. Go with the flow of that. Make notes, do things that excite you and make you happy. And even if you feel that everything falls apart, that's okay. It's absolutely okay. Nothing is so difficult that we won't overcome it eventually. Let everything fall apart. Okay.